Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to 4.5 Marks rewatch. We are rewatching the DarkSide of The Ring. For the first time, though, Banda's watching, and he'll finally find out what happened to Benoit. We got everybody here, and off camera, you got Bitch Boy Roman.
Hello.
Who doesn't want to be seen on camera. Before we get started, I just want to show off the first potential 4.5 Marks t-shirt. We'll see, making edits. But for now, this is what I got.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I like it.
I do like it.
It's
too.
nice.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
I'll eventually get more. Eventually we'll each have one.
It's beautiful.
It's made from Nicaragua, right?
Nicaragua, yeah. Yeah.
I can't say it in English.
Yeah. Well, why didn't you say it in Spanish? Isn't it the same
But
thing?
It's not an English word.
Well, it's not, but I mean,
Isn't it the same thing in Spanish?
Yes, it is.
Say it in Spanish.
Nicaragua.
Okay, what's the difference between it and English?
There's none.
There's none.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. It just is
Anyways,
super.
ladies and gentlemen, we're a wrestling podcast show,
Nicaragua.
whatever it might be. So,
Whatever the fuck this is.
yeah, we'll have gaming up soon. I'm excited. I think we all are. But also, before we get started, Banda, so what do you think happened to Benoit? You know something happened.
I've been thinking about it for a while now. I mean, something about concussion laws had to be like the rules. Concussion rules had to be changed. So either he suicided, possibly he Muhammad Ali and is still alive and he's just mute. Maybe.
Muhammad Ali.
Well, yeah, that's
Is
what
Muhammad
I
Ali
too.
mute? I've never heard
Well,
of it.
it's not mute. Well,
He passed away, but because he's taken so many beatings and concussions, he slowly started to lose his speech because of the blunt
which
impact.
was really awful since he was a very well-known speaker. for
And into
people's
his
rights.
older age, he did become mute because of the fact.
I will tell you this: Chris Benoit could very much talk till the day he died.
Oh, so that's not it then.
Nope.
Well, we'll find
I
out.
don't know.
We'll find out. Only
Yeah.
one way to find out.
I don't know. Or maybe.
So
I was just going to throw one anyways.
I'm about to say Banda. Maybe give Banda. Maybe he has some questions.
Yeah.
Maybe he can
Let
give us
me-
some insight.
Yeah.
So where was the sun?
Hold on. Let me get
Thanks,
to
Jess.
this. Okay. Alright. So, questions that you have.
Where was the sun?
That'll be answered in this
That'll be answered
episode.
in this episode.
Well then, okay.
Next question.
So you said concussion. I'm gonna guess it's because of the move that he kept on doing.
Actually, if you keep watching, that actually explains that too.
Yep.
Well, then there's really not much of a question.
I think we should
then.
watch it and then.
Okay,
And then
got it.
Well,
The
I was going to do kind of mid-point, see if you had other questions.
Yeah.
his friend Dean, I forget the last
Dean
name.
Malenko.
Malenko.
Why is he always shaking?
He has Parkinson's.
That makes sense.
See, like that.
That's the
That's
other
fair,
thing
that's
that I
fair.
wanted to
That's
ask
fair.
in between.
That's a good question.
Because he got the move and I was like, did he get that because of it?
No, I knew you were going to ask that eventually. Yeah, he has Parkinson's.
Okay.
Yeah. He's also a
about-
trainer for AEW.
Yeah, we want some DF hit him.
For Edgar, I already knew why he died,
Yeah.
which was related to what he did before and how it debilitated his heart, right?
Yes.
He had a heart attack?
Yeah, it did.
That's
His heart
what
was
they
all
tied it to.
debilitated.
That's what they
Yeah.
tied it to.
Yeah.
So I knew about that. I just didn't know how suddenly it happened.
Yeah.
So he was just brushing his teeth and then it just happened.
Yeah, he was in his hotel.
God, that sucks.
Yeah, like I said, they broke into they clipped the lock.
Collapsed.
Ah.
Yeah.
That's it. I mean, I think the whatever happened to her second husband.
Who?
That's just,
Kevin Sullivan.
yeah,
What did happen to Kevin Sullivan?
He's still alive.
I'm pretty sure he's still alive. Yeah. Well, yeah. It's alive at the time of them recording this. I don't really know what happened to him after, because he was still with WCW up until the end. I'm pretty sure.
Mhm.
I think he worked for WWE as but backstage.
Mhm.
But I don't 100% know
He's
what happened.
72 years old.
72.
Oh,
You're
Yeah.
72.
You're 72.
I think that's about it.
Yeah.
There's really not much else to ask if you're gonna say like most things are explained here.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, so any questions non-Benoit related?
Well,
that's
that's
But no,
all the documentary
But no, but like
was.
what you saw, like you had a good question. Like, what happened to Kevin Sullivan? That's Dean Malenko. Yeah, but yeah, like stuff like that, stuff that like you saw here. Like, yes, if it's Benoit related, it'll be answered this like here. But anything aside from that you had questions on?
Like an Eddie question.
Yeah, like an Eddie question.
I mean,
Did you see what happened? Or what ended up happening with that Kevin Sullivan?
He literally became a hermit. Like, he doesn't do much.
Oh, okay. There we go.
He's irrelevant.
I don't believe I have any questions on Eddie Guerrero, to be honest. I mean, the only thing I could ask would be like, well, when did he start, like, doing drugs, I guess. That would be the only thing, but I don't think you
Eddie?
know that, would you?
Eddie, I mean, I think it probably started, like most wrestlers, it probably started like after his first couple of injuries.
Probably started in WCW.
Oh,
Where everybody else was.
that was the thing. They mentioned that, like, he had a lot of pain that he couldn't really get taken care of.
Yeah.
Well, what was that about?
Oh, yeah.
Injuries.
Yeah, so he had a lot.
Just regular
Just
injuries?
shit he has to live with, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, so he was, like, permanently injured.
Yeah, but not just that. He didn't. If he didn't have to get surgery, he didn't want to get time off.
Yeah.
Because back in the day, if you weren't wrestling, you're gonna lose your spot.
Yeah.
That was a big thing. That's why, like.
Well, they mentioned that.
Yeah, so that was a big thing for like wrestlers. Like I have to keep wrestling. And nowadays it's not really like that. The only person I could think of off the top of my head who like worked through a lot of injuries was Kenny Omega, but that's because he was trying to build up AEW. Like the dude was wrestling while he had like vertigo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know how he did it, but he did it.
That's very different to what I've seen nowadays. I mean, like, when Roman Reigns had the whole cancer thing,
Yeah,
he took quite a bit of time off, didn't he?
yeah, like a year.
Yeah,
2
so
years? I don't
that's
remember.
not seen anymore. Then?
That's around the time I stopped watching
Yeah.
altogether, so I don't know.
Came out in a rock movie.
Yeah, he was in.
Good for him.
All right.
Tom.
Any other questions before I start?
That's it.
Okay, let's go.
Afterwards, you find out he lived in the same. After Eddie died, the
It's growing back. Yeah.
strongly suggests
Because they weren't that far removed from him.
So where was the son?
He said he was.
Okay,
he
so
was
he's
the
from the first marriage.
He's from Benoit's first marriage.
Yes.
Okay.
So he was with his mom.
Okay, never
Yeah.
mind. Got
He
it.
said it.
Yeah, they said
So,
it. They literally said the exact location
Yeah.
where he was at.
He said they said Atlanta, but it didn't include Georgia.
That's where they lived.
Yeah,
Yeah. All right. Next question.
that's it. I don't have any other
All right,
questions.
okay.
I mean,
It
What
was
do you-
pretty
What
self-explanatory.
did you think? Like
Yeah.
going into it not knowing anything and then coming out of it knowing everything. What are your thoughts?
well, I don't feel good.
I don't feel good.
Yeah,
That's-
neither do we.
Put it on a T-shirt.
Well, how long has it been? We haven't been felt that good since then.
Yeah, that was in 2007.
Yeah, 2007 is when everything happened.
So like legitimately, they've never like mentioned him ever again.
No,
At
not
all.
since
then.
Ever.
And
Nobody's ever like.
Oh, Kurt
said-
Angle did once
Did
they bleep
for the
it, though.
2K game.
They'll
Oh, did he?
literally
Yeah, he
take
did.
it out.
Yeah, they.
Okay.
They'll bleep it. They'll blur his name. They'll blur his image.
So here's another thing, right? So yes, they will not. WWE Network. If any match had Benoit in it, they would still have it in the pay-per-view, but they would have bullet points, right, of all the matches. Like, oh, this is where this match is. This is where it ends, right? If it had anything to do with his match, they
There
did not have
wasn't a
that bullet
stopping point at
Yeah.
all. No. It's how it is on Peacock.
Yeah, and then for one of the games, they talked about all like the main events to those WrestleManias, except for his. They skipped over and they put
John Cena and Big Show.
no
For 20?
Kane and Undertaker.
And John Cena and Big Show for the United
Well,
States belt.
Yeah, I guess. Because I forgot that happened at that one.
Mm-hmm. Everybody does.
But yeah, so they'll skip over it. And in one of the games too, they don't they reference, or they do like the rivalry between Triple H and Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
They skip over that match.
They skipped over Mania 20 altogether.
Yeah, and like they'll reference it, but they don't reference it as a triple threat. They just reference
They say the match.
the match. Yeah.
Also, in the Royal Rumbles, they talk about how there were two guys that beat the Royal Rumble from number one, and how they say Rey Mysterio was one of them. The second one was Benoit.
Yeah.
And they'll never say that.
They just said there's somebody else.
Yeah,
but they
there's
never
two
said
guys
who.
that won it from number one. Rey Mysterio's one of them.
And
That's it.
That's it.
And Edge.
Well, now Edge.
Oh,
Now it.
Now there's two guys.
Now there's two guys.
Another Canadian.
Yeah, another Canadian.
It's wild.
It's crazy.
It's a wild thing.
So in the past 15 years since this happened or so, nobody
Basically.
has actually slipped.
Well, on WWE television.
Like
On
like
WWE.
I'm
well,
saying,
that's
they
what I mean,
yeah.
on WWE.
Yeah.
do their best to stop that.
Yeah. There's stuff that, of course, will go wrong, like the Thunderdome. The Thunderdome was when they had no fans, they had, the virtual fans. Someone put Benoit's picture.
But it was out
Why?
of WWE's control.
Yeah.
Like if they could avoid it, they will. Obviously, shit happens.
Yeah, within their own, they won't.
Correct.
So
alright.
how is he seen in other ones? You're saying in WWE, but in other companies, how is
I mean,
it
they
seen?
don't-
They don't really reference it. It's just bad taste.
It's pretty much blackballed because WWE was the main focus for wrestling for so long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if they didn't, nobody else would either.
And other companies can't really talk about him because he wasn't in those
Yeah,
companies.
he didn't work for them.
Yeah.
The only company he's worked for that's still around is New Japan.
Mhm.
And New Japan, I mean,
he wasn't Benoit in New Japan. Though.
yeah.
No,
Well,
Well,
not,
he did wrestle on Mass, but
Pegasus
they
Kid.
would just reference Pegasus Kid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was Pegasus Kid. Yeah.
yeah.
So I feel like they have a little bit of a leeway to get away with it, but then again, I don't think I've ever heard them talk.
Yeah, and he never really won anything. He won, the only thing he won was the Best of Super Juniors, but that was as Pegasus Kid.
Yeah. In New Japan, they don't really talk about history as in like 10, 20 years ago they did this, like WWE.
They'll
does.
just go over matches. Like they won't do
Yeah.
anything personally. They'll just do this match happened. Oh, this match happened.
Yeah,
and
you
then
could-
this happened.
You as the fan have to know that type of stuff for New Japan.
Yeah,
They don't
or
reference it.
the only other thing that they'll kind of do a reference on, and they stopped doing it, was the main title, the heavyweight title. They would show, before the match would start, before the competitors came out, they would show all the past champions.
Oh.
Yeah, they don't do that anymore because it's a new title
Because
technically.
they changed it.
So they
That's-
only show the 4 or 5 guys that have won it.
Yeah, it was really funny
The
because
most
Brock
recent.
Lesnar was there.
Oh, Brock Lesnar, Kurt Angle, Hogan.
Hogan. Actually, no. Kurt Angle didn't win the IWGP.
Yeah, he did.
Did he?
He was on Impact. He was on TNA. He was TNA World Champion and IWGP Champion at the same time.
Okay. Because I just remember the Gaijins being Vader, Hogan, Lesnar, AJ.
Okay.
Before, Jay White.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, no, this is old. This is before.
Yeah.
This is okay.
But yeah, so that's.
So do they implement any safety regulations now?
Yeah,
worldwide, or
That's
just
what
there?
started it.
What?
Yeah,
That's what started. So, chair shots, right? They have to be protected.
they banned those.
They don't
They
do-
pretty much banned them. And if they do,
It's to the back. It's body.
yeah.
or
it's-
their hands are up.
their hands are up. Well, outside of WWE, their hands are up now.
Which I just noticed that I've never actually seen somebody hit somebody with a chair on the head anymore.
Yeah.
And it's, now that I think about it, you're right. It is
Yeah.
usually just on
They
the
banned
body.
that. The wellness policy. They really drug test up the ass now.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Very,
we
very
just
strict.
heard Jericho say you can't do shit.
You can't do anything.
WWE.
Basically.
Yep.
Okay.
And then, yeah, I mean, that all happened.
This is what started a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Was this specific instance?
And it wasn't that long ago.
No.
And what's crazy is it wasn't just wrestling. This spiraled to all type of contact
all sports. Yeah, for sure.
That they were talking about the guy, the professor that did the studies and stuff like that.
Yes.
That convention is super big because of how much impact it has on the sports world.
Well, I mean, you got to keep your people safe.
At the end of the day, yeah. But you can only put in. It's a risk going out there, no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But to make it
Well,
as safe as
in
possible.
a bunch of sports, you want to keep the people who are in them safe, not just in wrestling. So it makes sense.
All right. So some other information. So David Benoit has been training to become a wrestler, like his dad, and he wants to go under the name Chris Benoit, or Chris Benoit Jr.
Mm-hmm.
Which, yes, like he said, wrestling's in his blood. Totally think he should be a wrestler. I feel like he should just go under his name though, David Benoit. But that's just me.
I don't know.
I just
Well, I
don't.
mean,
I just
I-
don't think anybody will get him.
Yeah, I feel like, even,
Nobody will get him.
like, either he should do either one. But either way, because of that Benoit name, they're not going to...
He's
Yeah.
gonna be immediately.
He's going to have, a hard time getting hired.
Well, it depends, It depends how progressive things are, It's not him that did it. and it's just a name at the end of the day.
I know, but just like they said, that name's just going to carry so much negative hate, so much negativity,
Maybe.
and that's why nobody. I mean, he hasn't been booked.
Well, I don't think he's really pursuing it. I mean, if he really tried to pursue it, he would change his name, wouldn't he?
No, because that's what he wants to do. Because
Well, then he's not going to get booked, so he's going to be basically hitting a wall.
Yeah.
Every
I
single
can see
time.
he'd probably get booked on the indies. Like, indie. But, like, nothing like, NWA, no Impact,
No.
none
Not
of
unless
those.
he changes it.
Yeah.
No AEW.
Maybe his
No,
mom's maiden name.
AEW,
He
I
was
could
there,
see
but it's
AEW,
just a-
but
it's just
it
a
depends on who, because, like, the Briscoes aren't getting signed right now because of someone from
the Warner Media.
Yeah.
Warner Media. So if Warner Media's like, no, we don't want them. I mean, there's a workaround now with them owning Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
So there's the potential there.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, it's just a name.
Yeah.
I mean, I could understand if, like, he was part of it, but he's not. He was innocent. Who knows? Who knows?
Conspiracy theories, actually. There are conspiracy theories.
I got one.
What?
If his name is pronounced Benoit, why is Detroit pronounced Detroit?
Because
they're
mean
Canadian.
Detroit?
It should be Detroit or Benoit.
He's Canadian though. And
yeah,
Detroit is in
that's
French.
why. He's French Canadian.
That's why.
That's why.
It's the
And Detroit's not
pronunciation.
in France.
It's
So,
not.
But
I thought it was the Trois.
no, it's not in
Detroit.
France. It's Detroit.
Oh.
It should be Detroit.
But there are conspiracy theories based on like all this. Like there was one that it was actually a mob hit.
I did hear about that.
Yeah,
I did hear about that.
and
Crazy.
that was a mob hit. That something happened. Whether it was like Benoit owed money or whatever. Because the reason they believed it was because the way, no matter what issues that Nancy and Chris had, Daniel was never a part of it.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that he hurt his son, that they both love and cared for so much, is like a big red flag.
Yeah.
And those cryptic text messages.
Yeah, and those text messages, the stuff,
Chavo and Armstrong.
and even with Nowinski, the guy who was doing the CTE like stuff, he said like, oh yeah, he wanted to talk to me, and then they never got the opportunity to like talk.
Yeah.
So there's that. There's also one where I never even thought about this, right? And I had already seen this and everything, and it wasn't until like Carlos had brought it up to me, where Eddie and Chris were lovers, apparently, and that's why it hit him so hard.
Well, to be honest, I was actually thinking about that while I was watching this because of the fact that even Chavo was going like, it was almost like he lost his spouse.
Yeah.
But I mean, then again, I wouldn't judge that fast. I was like, no, I'm pretty sure we're just great friends.
Yeah, but it's just
Well,
a
I
thing.
mean, it could be, I guess. I mean, just the fact that he would also write in his diary, apparently, that, hey, I'll be with you soon.
Or the fact that he
It's
slept
so-
on his side too.
Hugging the pillow.
Yeah.
We could be good friends.
Stop that.
He can't. They don't know what he's doing.
Yeah,
He
exactly.
could be naked for all they know.
I am naked, for all you know.
That's
You're-
why.
You're
The one that I
purple
hear all the
dinosaur.
time about like the way that things happen. I always read that Eddie influenced Benoit with the scriptures and like the way that he believed in God, and so that certain I forget what they're called, but that certain passage that he had up on his computer when they like found him dead and everything,
Yeah.
was about resurrection
Yep.
from the dead. So I always read that the reason why or like how he killed everyone is to be in the afterlife together with Eddie. Because of how strongly they believed in that certain passage for God. And I always think about that, because nobody, I don't know the extent of all that stuff, obviously, but nobody was had a puncture wound or, you know what I mean? Nobody physical body was actually harmed.
It wasn't Nancy's back
Well,
broken?
her back's broken.
But that's what she said, though. None of the police, none of the reports say that. I've never read that. It also said that she was rolled up in a blanket of some sort.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
I have never seen as well. I'm not saying that that's not true, I just don't know.
Well,
Correct.
the one who said that was the deputy.
Yeah, that was the cop that said she
So-
was rolled up.
That was there. So
Yeah.
that would make more sense, right?
Yeah.
But I've never read that personally.
Well, I didn't read it either.
No, I'm saying I've read stuff about this.
Oh.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like, just the weird thing of, like, at the beginning he didn't believe at all in God, and then he meets Eddie and believes in God, so therefore when Eddie passes, he wants to be with Eddie still.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't think it might have been that Eddie influenced him for that in particular. I think it was just the fact that he got him into religion.
Yeah.
Then, in his own twisted way, once he passed away, since he was so desperate and so upset, he kind of twisted what he kept on reading and started looking around for possible resurrection stuff. Not because of like what Eddie showed him.
That's what I'm
but-
getting at, yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Adding fuel to the fire that
That's the other conspiracy.
that Chris didn't do anything, that it was someone else that framed it as a murder-suicide, was Chavo previously on other interviews or at least one other interview, he had mentioned how, like, you know, the time of death and everything, that that he had gotten a message from him when he was supposedly, like, already dead.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't matching up with Time of Death.
Yeah.
I remember that. That was... Didn't that surface, like, right before this came out?
I think so, yeah.
Like, right before. I forgot what the message said. Like, it was some chilling stuff.
Yeah. It's all pretty chilling. It's all, like, crazy.
And I don't want to even go home.
Well, you gotta go home because you don't live here.
Yeah. Ciao,
I live
guys.
here.
I'll see y'all later.
Yeah. Well, that was a very somber episode of 4.5 Marks Rewatch. Banda learned some stuff.
This sucks. I want to go home.
You just said you didn't want to go
I don't
home.
want to drive home. I just want to be home.
Make up your mind.
Yeah. My God, I hate you.
After we stop everything, Banda, I'll give you a kiss. How about that?
Don't.
Give him a kiss right now.
You're
On
naked.
camera.
I don't
no,
want
Let's go.
that.
No. No.
Let's go.
I'm naked. I can't walk in front of the
I don't
camera.
want that.
Shut up.
All right. When we get 1,000 people, you walk naked and kiss him. Okay?
That
But
makes
remember, there will always be critics. But if you don't have the respect of your peers, or if you do have the respect of your peers, it doesn't matter.
Bye. All right. Cool.
Tune in next week for the mass transit incident.
Oh
What?
no! The mass transit incident.
What's that?
Well, it wouldn't be just
This
that.
will just have to be an ongoing series.
Might as well just go into Collision of Korea.